So I get asked this question a lot. What does the actual day of someone who's being productive and successful actually look like? Um, for context, I'm able to get about 6 hours of like peak flow work in. I'm able to eat extremely clean, and I'm able to get in two workouts and still have free time every single day, and every single month be able to take a trip and still get more done than anyone else. And that's because of how I actually structure my schedule. And I think that this is something that is never talked about, but is so important. And it's what should your day actually look like if you're trying to be successful? And in fact, even if you're not trying to be successful, like what should a day look like for you to feel your optimal self, your best self? And so I really want to break that down in today's video. Let me set this here. So there's a few things to note. One is gonna be when do you want to wake up and when do you want to sleep? For me, I think that between 4 a.m. And 7 is gonna be the best time for you to do this. I would say 5:30 is usually a really good time. And how I usually start my day is I wake up, and I go straight into something that I don't want to do. Usually because it's cold outside too. That's like going to an ice bath. And the reason I do this is because I don't want to do this, and it really sets the tone for the day. Of if I can do this, I can do anything, right? And you just want to get these small wins as quickly as you can when you wake up. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to check your phone. You've already your day's gonna be cooked if you do that type of stuff. You want to wake up straight into the ice bath, right? Now after I've done an ice bath, I usually get out. I'm usually pretty cold. Sometimes I'll take like a warm shower. Sometimes I won't. It just depends. And then I like to read about 10 pages, right? So find a couple books that you like, and you might be like, I've never read. I'm very new to reading. In fact, I came from a background I couldn't even spell or anything, and so you want to read something that's you're into, and you want to read something that's gonna make you productive. So look up self-help books, and those are gonna be really good. And just start with 10 pages a day, and just build the skill. And as you do it, you're gonna find books, and people are gonna give you books that are really helpful, and yeah, it's gonna be a really good thing. It's really gonna set the tone for the day. Okay, now what do we do? We've just read. Now we're gonna do so we're gonna go drive to the gym, right? You want to get gym membership. Maybe you have a home gym. I actually wouldn't say a home gym, just because it makes it easier to not do it. Once you drive to the gym, it's really hard to kind of back out. You're kind of like, okay, I'm already here. So you want to drive to the gym. You want to work out for about an hour, and then you want to drive back, and then you want to have your first meal. I like to have a smoothie. So I like to have berries, berry smoothie, and then sometimes I'll put some oats in it, some carbs, and then I also like to take some coffee after that, and then some supplements. Okay, great. Now I'm feeling pretty good. Now for the next 2 hours, I want to do some sort of productive activity, and that can vary based on what you're trying to do. But for me, it's usually gonna be some sort of deep work, whether it's I have to reply to all these emails, or I gotta prep for this presentation, prep for this meeting. Do some fulfillment work, something like that. Or maybe it's just, I'm starting out and I need to just do cold calls for the first 2 hours. Whatever it is, you really want to put something in there that's going to be, highest priority. And something that just has to get done. Because that's the most likely, and that's where you're going to give your peak, is those first 2 hours. Now, after those 2 hours, you kind of gone through that flow state. You're going to come out, you're going to have your second meal, which is going to be, I like to have eggs, right? So I usually will have some eggs, take some water, take about a 30-minute break. And then what I'll do is I'll go into the next slate for about 2 hours. And this is basically just going to be, it can be deep work again, it can be any type of work, it can be door-to-door sales, it can be cold calling, it can be meeting, it can be whatever you have during that day. I tend to you can do more social things, more non-social things. I tend to like to have the kind of low-key stuff, low-key meetings and stuff like that, and settings and stuff, kind of in those range. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to do a meal after that. And this is going to be meal one, and this is going to be something that you meal prepped. That's why it's easy, because if not, it's going to be really hard to do. And then fast food is not good for you. So try not to do that. But you do is meal prep. I like to have about a half pound to a pound of ground beef. Sometimes I put in a little pasta, some potatoes, some carbs, make it into like a little taco seasoning mix. Maybe you can add a salad in there, some sort of meal like that that's easy to make. You can make in like, less than 10 minutes. And then, yeah, you're going to take about 30 minutes off, drink some water, refresh, and then you're going to go into your third slate. That's going to be another 2 hours, and you're going to do meetings, sales calls, whatever else you have for those 2 hours. Now, if you're an hourly worker, this is a really hard schedule to do. But if you're not an hourly worker, this is a really nice schedule to do. And if you're an hourly worker and you're like, I want to be productive, then just do this on a Saturday and Sunday, right? And build that routine, and then you'll build that side thing and build it enough to where you can quit or you can join something that allows you to have a lot more freedom of your time. Next, you want to do after that you've done your 2 hours, and then you're gonna have your second meal, which is probably gonna be the same thing. I usually do the same thing. I'll do a little like a second type of meal prep. Usually another half pound of ground beef, some pasta, whatever. And after this, I usually wait about 30 minutes, a little bit, take a chill, and I'm kind of done for the day. But I'm not, because I'll actually go to the gym again. So I'll do another workout, do some MMA, some running, whatever, some sort of get a second workout in. And then after that, I'm gonna come back, and I'm usually pretty good. Now with these second workouts, I usually like to have them as like social workouts or something of that nature. And yeah, you usually you're pretty good, you're relaxed, and yeah, it feels good. And what you want to do is you actually want to do this for about a month. Now, what's cool about this is if you just usually people take off 8 days per month, like Friday, Saturday, stuff like that. I never tend to do that because I tend to like go like sometimes I have like to work on Saturdays and Sundays, so it doesn't really work for me. So instead, I kind of like to take all those breaks. I just like to put them at the end of every month. So right, because if you just walk 24/7, like you're kind of going insane. So it's good to take breaks, healthy to take breaks, and you should actually take breaks. Like you shouldn't walk all the time because your output will get so bad that you'll actually decrease output. And the whole goal is to get output. It's not just to walk till you die. And so yeah, I usually like to plan. Usually like either the end of every month. Wherever, sometimes I like to do like based on usually like the end of every month, kind of beginning of the next month. And so yeah, usually I'll plan a trip. Sometimes I'll have trips during like different times too, so I'll kind of walk around them. But I'll plan a trip. I'll plan something fun that's a few days, gets me out of the house, out of the office. And yeah, I usually do that, and that's kind of like my wind time, my rewind time. I can do whatever I want. There's no schedule, no agenda. I usually do that between like 3 to 7 days, sometimes a little longer, just depends. And then I'll go back into the schedule, and I usually do that I have about 12 cycles per year. So it basically looks like you go about 20 to 30 days of doing the same thing over and over and over again. And by the end of it, you're like pretty done. You're like, oh. And then when you feel it's right, sometimes you can skip if you're feeling good and you want to go another 40 days, whatever, then you add a little break. Usually a few day break, and you can plan a trip to go somewhere, do something that kind of gets you out and about, and yeah, and then you just repeat. And that's a schedule that really allows you to just it allows you to travel. You can travel the world, you can do cool things. It allows you to get a lot done. It allows you to work out twice a day. It allows you to be healthy. And really just allows you to do everything. I think that this is something that's not really talked about. I want to talk about more, especially in like entrepreneurship. You want to be an athlete, doesn't matter what you want to do, but having your schedule kind of down is one of the most important things. Something I have struggled with for so long. It has costed me so much, right? And so really just having your schedule and having everything just optimized, so like you can be super dialed, but you can also have fun. Because I think that's a big thing, especially when you're young. Like, you do want to have fun, right? And it's not good, it's not healthy just to suppress that. So it's like, how can you be super dialed and also have that fun and really kind of balance everything and have that harmony? I think that's really important. That's just not talked about in this whole, grind. You're going to burn out. You're going to be miserable, just sort of like, YOLO it and not do anything. You're going to feel emptiness and meaningless. You're not going to, feel accomplished in life. And so really trying to, like, how do you make that balance? And really it's about that schedule. So if you